All right, good morning. Let's get started. Here we go. All right, so we had a day off yesterday. So today's going to be a little bit different, a little bit weird. It's almost like a Monday. Because you've got these people that, they took the day off yesterday. Kind of feels like the weekend, sort of, for trading. And kind of expected to behave like a Monday. We'll keep an eye out for some moves, but it seems like it might be slower. Lately, things have been kind of crazy. So, SRM was a runner on Monday. So, we did have a crazy runner on Monday. So, it's not like that can't happen, but it does seem like a lot of times Mondays, at least recently, have been pretty weak. So, kind of expecting some fades today. And then we do have maybe a weekend play this afternoon because we have stuff heating up in the Middle East. We've got Iran, Israel conflict kind of heating up. Maybe Trump's going to do something this weekend. We don't really know. We have no idea. Trump is not going to, obviously, he's not going to say he's going to do something. If he's going to do something, he's going to say, we're trying to make a deal, we want to have a deal. If we don't make a deal, we're going to have a deal, whatever that means. So he says stuff like that. And he did say, though, before Israel struck Iran, that I don't want to say it's imminent. But it was imminent. So that's what it is. I mean, he can't come out and say exactly what they're going to do. Who would? But at the same time, you've got to I don't know, he wants to warn his people, I guess. Yeah, when they're saying pull out of the region, especially, that's a warning, right? So pull out of the region, get out of there. China's pulling people out of Israel and Iran. So it seems like there's so many sectors here that could take off. We've got uranium, oil, drones, rare earth, solar just died. Shipping could run. Cybersecurity. It's probably about all of them. So we're looking out for those sectors to see if any of those get moving for hopefully a swing trade for over the weekend. Just like BATL. So we had a good one last week. This is really the kind of thing that if you know what you're doing, this one of these makes your month, can make your, make 2 months for you. It's a pretty good strategy. So just go over that one more time. We did have a couple trades from the bot. So Ride, we had, what was this, Wednesday? Super, super nice trade from the bot. And then RB&E the day before that. Hustle the day before that. So the bot's had a good week. Kind of slow for me, but the bot's on top of it. This was BATL. This is what we're looking for the weekend trade. Okay, we got in over here on Friday, sold it on the gap up over the weekend. BATL is an oil stock, so we'll see if oil runs again. It definitely could. Definitely could. A lot of sectors to keep an eye on. And one more thing. Coinbase just got some news. This is super interesting. Coinbase looks like it's about to break out to all-time highs. It's pretty insane. I never trusted Coinbase, but man. Look at that. Morning. Nugent and Scotty. But yeah, we got some news on Coinbase. Absolutely ripping. This dropped the other payment processors like PayPal, MasterCard, Visa quite a bit. Coinbase is running, so just kind of an inverse correlation. Let's see what this news was exactly. So this was a couple days ago. All right. Let's find the right one here. It says, okay, on the 18th, let me make sure this is the right day. Yeah, so it was 18th around 11:20. It started absolutely taking off. So we want to see if there's any news around then. So Coinbase derivatives and Nodal clear partner in USDC integration. We're on the verge of payments revolution with blockchain technology, says Coinbase. So they're going to be doing payments. They're trying to take payments with crypto and get that all set up. That's basically what they're doing. Coinbase eyes SEC nod for blockchain-based stocks. Seeking SEC's approval to offer tokenized equities to its consumers. Anything else? Okay. So payment stocks fall on stablecoin bill. So there's a bill. Let's see. Okay. The Senate passed a bill introducing a regulatory framework for stablecoins. That's what it was. So we had to dig a little bit. Let's check the next one here. See, this news is late, so this came out at 1:12. The move happened at 11:30, so Coinbase shares trading higher after the company announced it launched the launch of its Coinbase payment stablecoin payment stack. So they want to take payments in stablecoin, which is pegged at USD. So one step closer to making crypto actually useful for something other than just a supposedly decentralized currency. If you can't make payments with it, it's kind of useless, except maybe store value. So that is super interesting. Huge news. And really, honestly, look at PayPal. Huge dip on PayPal, kind of bouncing back. Probably just a buying opportunity for PayPal. Let's be honest. PayPal's not going to go anywhere. And, they're probably going to do some crypto stuff too if it's worth doing eventually. I would guess PayPal is just a dip buy opportunity. Hopefully it goes lower though. Good morning, Lori. So, huge red day on PayPal. Is this all it's got in it? I don't know. I kind of hope it goes lower, but it's usually, now this is probably not a bad place to buy PayPal. Maybe start averaging into it, but a lot of times with these, when they start breaking out or consolidating on higher lows like this, get it on a pullback to the 50 moving average on the daily, it's not a bad place to try to start building a position. So I might do that. I did already have a swing on PayPal from this dip over here. So I had it at 63, sold it into 70. Now I'll just rebuy on the dip. So Coinbase, that's a pretty wild move. It does seem like it wants to break out. I mean, all-time highs is right here. So in 2021, let's see here. Yeah, max daily chart. So they IPO'd in 2021. So it's getting super close to all-time highs. Pretty wild. So if that breaks out, this can really get going. All right, let's take a look at one more thing here. Gotta look at some gappers in a minute. So I'm working on an indicator for intraday swings or intraday moves in J trades. But look at this. We had on the 17th, we got one trigger for a short on Coinbase. And that was a 6 short. And then this morning, we got one trigger for a long. That was a great long. So we're working on that. It's not always, of course, it's not always going to work like that. But the idea is if you get a swing in the stock like this one, I like the long here. I don't like the short. So I wouldn't take that short. I would take the long maybe though. But the idea is you want to have a move up or down, and then you're trying to trade the reversal. Let's see any more on Coinbase. Coinbase, it's also good for stocks that are in play. So Coinbase is more in play now than it was. So Tesla is just one of those stocks that's always kind of in play. And look at that, the last couple of days again, got a nice trigger here for a short. That one worked. This long kind of worked a little bit. And then this long worked here on the 18th. No triggers yet today. So we're messing around with that. All right, let's take a look at some small cap stuff. WHLR, micro float. A little slow for small caps. I kind of expected to be slow this morning. It's kind of like Monday. Mondays have been sort of slow, and they generally have been given fades on Mondays. Although we did have SMR this last Monday, which was an all-day runner. So we'll see. I do expect a weekday, at least in the morning. Hopefully we get a nice swing for the afternoon. DFLI, yeah, WHLR, it looks nice. Microfloat, it's kind of pushed towards $10 already. So $10 is the magic number. The prophecy will be fulfilled at $10. Then it can come down. It's gotten super close. 960. I don't know if that's good enough. It's not quite 10. Not quite there yet. It's a possible short, but I need to clear out, so I'm not going to step in front of these. DFLI, super cheap. Not interesting unless it can get moving quite a bit. Let's look at the sector here on Wheeler. Real estate, so it's a REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust. So is real estate getting hot? I'm not sure. Let's see, specifically, any news? No news. Maybe there was news on the 18th? Nope. So running on no news. Probably a pump. Dragonfly Energy. Okay, so energy stocks have been hot. So Dragonfly Energy is now running. But it's a super cheapie. Not the most interesting thing out there. But it is energy, so this one has potential to become our swing trade later. Yeah, we'll want to keep an eye on this one. DFLI. Throw it on the watch. MITQ. Actually, let me check the news. I didn't look at the news. No news. So I would prefer some news. Doesn't have to have news. MITQ. Moving image technology. inks a $9 million deal to upgrade 150 U.S. theaters with laser projectors and automation. Okay. $9 million deal, so... And this stock's going to trade more than $9 million today. So it's not that big of a deal. But it's a nice move. Resistance at $1.45. $1.45. So if it can get up there, maybe I'll take a short. BIYA. What is this? BIYA. Software. What kind of software? A job matching service provider into a cloud-based internet platform to provide one-stop crowdsourcing. Okay. So nothing yet. Not really interested in that unless it can come back up. I'll just throw an alert on this one. AIFF. Firefly Neuroscience. So what's the other one? It's called Dragonfly. Got Dragonfly. We have Firefly. So this is how dumb small caps are. If one of these fly ones runs, the other one's probably going to run too, just because it's got fly in the name. Firefly Neuroscience researchers uncover powerful new way to objectively measure SCD, MCI, and dementia in Alzheimer's patients. So they're using artificial intelligence. This is a sector that will be interesting for sure because you're combining two sectors, AI plus these therapeutic kind of biotech stocks. Discovering new ways of doing things with AI, coming up with cures, and it's going to be huge, I think, eventually. That's definitely going to be a sector to look out for in the future. All right, we'll put that one on watch. All right, that's pretty much it for the gappers. KWE back up. This one's threatening to run big time. At all-time highs. Kind of. I mean, there's no resistance, so it's basically all-time highs. Pushing over the high from the 18th. Already in pre-market. It is interesting, but it's a micro float, so you got to be super careful with these. I prefer trend breaks on these, so we'll keep an eye on it. RB&E looks like, did they do another offering? Bastards. Another offering from RB&E. So they've done 2 small offerings back to back. Top gapper is WHLR. The one that's most likely to squeeze. Also a micro float. I want it over, I don't know, over 10 at least. It could probably just fade too. It's probably just going to fade all day, but yep, I don't like to step in front of those. All right, 30 seconds to the bell. So SRM kind of pushing. This is the big runner from Monday. It's doing one of those liquidity traps because it traded $1 billion on Monday. And then the volume totally died the next couple days, but it didn't go down. Now anybody that's short from Monday is going to get squeezed. Just look at that volume difference. It's pretty insane. Yeah, that's super interesting. I might try it if it holds a dip somewhere. Maybe try a long. I don't like to chase morning spikes like this. Plus it's at $10, so now it needs to prove that it can hold up and not just totally collapse. And if it just rips here, I just miss. We did try a long on this on the 18th. So we were long from right around 740. But we don't swing. KWE kind of back down. Shorts have been tough lately. Even something like Rally. But typically you get a nice trend break like this. You get some follow through. But got the trend break and you would have to swing overnight. I think this one was a micro too. So super risky to swing overnight. And now the volume's dead, so you can't even trade it today either. Nice little dip hold on MITQ. That's a potential long. Probably should have bought that one. Wow, Apple's up. Huge trend hold on Apple. We had this big wedge right here. Held the wedge perfectly. Pushing back towards the top of the wedge. Trend lines work, indeed. Okay, WHLR pushing the highs, trying to break out. MITQ failed. But maybe it gets a higher low. Super sketch. Looking like WHLR it's the only one that has potential to become the next mega runner. We've been getting one a day pretty much. Super small starter on MITQ long. See if it holds this higher low or not. Probably won't. It is threatening to push though. See what kind of nonsense this thing does. Nice hold there. Oh, here we go. Let's see if it can do something. If it fails immediately here, I'll just cut. I did get an ad. WHLR strong. That's good. I got a 93.8 average. Kind of okay. Hopefully it just pops. It might fail here. Gonna risk it off at 87. Okay, testing 96, 97. Okay, through 97, 98 now. If we're right, we have no reason to get out too soon. At least want it over $1. At least push pre-market highs, you know, get it up to $1.10. I gotta put my other account on the screen. Kind of slow now. Probably should cut it. It's not really going. All right, I'm out. Maybe it goes. I don't have patience on these. Scratch trade. I wanted something more like, there's a chance this still works, but see, like Wheeler didn't really mess around too much. It just went. Anything else? SRM pushing. Liquidity squeeze. Probably should have bought that reclaim. Look at that. That was the one to try. Yeah, MITQ is still hanging out. Holding up better than I thought it would. Not super interested though now. Maybe if it fakes out the bottom and then comes back up, maybe we'll try again. Gorilla Technology, what is this? Software infrastructure, Taiwan. Global solution provider in security intelligence, network intelligence, business intelligence. Headquartered in the Cayman Islands. Well, it says headquartered in Taiwan, but country is Cayman Islands. So you know that they can be trusted. Ooh. Getting some short signals here on some big caps. Look at that. Short signal on UNH. Looking good. PLTR got one. Maybe more sketchy on PLTR because it's, I don't know. I like to see it swing. Like it did come up. So once I want to see it come up and then come down. The opens can be kind of tricky. Let's see, CoreWeave has a long trigger, but I wouldn't really go by that one. I would probably ignore this long on CoreWeave. Not exactly what I like. I like this long from the 18th right here. I traded this one. This one was great. Out UNH, nice trade. Beautiful. Look at that dip on UNH. Jeez. Right off the short signal. I should have tried that one. Too focused on these small caps that aren't really doing much. Except SRM. SRM gave me a chance. It really did. It had a dip and rip. Nice little dip reclaim. Dip hold reclaim move. Off a liquidity squeeze into a breakout. I mean, doesn't get much better than that. I'd be selling it there though. So you got UNH short from 308.33 to 306.57. Very nice. Very, very nice. Still going for now. These open moves can be so wild that they can just reverse on you so fast. All right, the prophecy is fulfilled on WHLR. We have reached $10. It can now come down. All right, MITQ did fail so far. Maybe now if it reclaims, I'll try again. So my scratch win on that was the play. Was a good cut. Really just missed the boat on SRM. That was the real play for me this morning. We talked about it. It's hard to do multiple trades at once, though. Lucy doing a nice bounce short. Maybe a bounce short opportunity here. Let's see. Not really in my data set, though, so we're going to ignore it. I need to see more like a 50% gap up from the previous close. This is more like a 26%. So I don't really know what to expect from this one. It probably is going to play out the same way, but not exactly what I want. Okay, WHLR looking kind of weak. This is the first potential short opportunity on it. I'm still not going to touch it. UNH bouncing back to 307. Good thing you got out in the 306s. We'll see if it continues bouncing, but a lot of times that's what happens at the open. You get these reclaims, choppy action, but you do get opportunities to get out. Oh man, PLTR as well. PLTR not as good as an opportunity, but possibly still working. Yeah, long term on UNH, I'm still thinking it's going to go up pretty huge. Sick trade. Scotty holding along, looking to add. Yeah. Yeah, not a bad idea on that one. That one's definitely more of like a long-term swing. Also a good day trader. Yeah, for now it's like it's got moves. It's in play for sure. Beautiful trade here on it. Not overstaying. Lock it in. WHLR still weak. Potential all-day fade now, but still a chance it comes back up. I really hope it comes back up. Wow, Lucy's squeezing now. Sick. I love to see the squeezes. I wouldn't be able to short this until it's over at least 550. My TQ is still weak. I'm still thinking today is just going to be a weak day overall. So probably should be more aggressive on the short selling. The only opportunity today so far is WHLR for me. You can imagine too, a lot of traders are just going to take today off because of the holiday yesterday, so might as well just have a nice long weekend. Stress-free. That would be Scotty. Can't blame you. But that's one of the reasons too. I think today will be more chill. A lot slower, more fades. Except people shorting SRM from Monday. They don't get to take the day off because their swing short is still on. And now they're getting squeezed. Short sellers don't get a day off. Swing short. Oh man, PayPal's already bouncing. Dang it. Well, hopefully it doesn't just jackknife its way back up to the highs. Got a pretty ridiculous stock from, I found it on Wednesday, CRCL. What is happening here? This is just insane. Looks like an IPO from 68 bucks. It's at 227 right now. I didn't even look into this yet, but I put it on the watch list. Let's see. What is happening? CRCL. Circle Internet Group. A financial technology firm that enables businesses of all sizes to harness the power of digital currencies and public blockchains for payments. Ah, that's what it is. So we're getting, just like Coinbase, stocks that are allowing payments from crypto, digital assets, blockchain. Circle is building the world's largest, most widely used stablecoin network. And that's another keyword, stablecoins. So stablecoins. See you, Scotty. Have a good one. So we got to watch out for the stablecoin keyword because Circle is going nuts. Stable, so it's got to be safe. That's the idea. That's why they call it that, to make you think that it's safe. Yeah, Wheeler is weak. Still weak. Maybe we try balance short later. Pretty expensive borrow on it. I see you on Microsoft. I see it. I kind of like this Lucy short now. trying it. SRM, the miss of the day for me. Had a second chance at it right here, too. Looks like a job for Al. The liquidity squeeze multi-day breakout setup. Scratch on Microsoft, okay, not bad. Fair enough. Uh-oh, I could squeeze on Lucy. Or why not? I got shaken out of one on Friday or Wednesday. That ended up working perfectly. Might have missed NVIDIA. That one is, it has some good moves. It tends to be more choppy. But let me take a look at that. Yeah, it is a little late. That looks like a nice pattern. I don't know. Don't want to chase it. I see UNH came back up, bouncing pretty nice now. All right, guess we're sticking to our stop here on Lucy. Still in it. Had a nice little shakeout there. The theory is today will be weaker than usual, so unless it's a true squeeze, then probably things just fade. Like SMR is a squeeze. MITQ tried to squeeze. It's still hanging out, so it could still do something. Lucy testing the trend line. Chopping around my moving averages. Coin. Maybe. Yeah, your call on that one. I don't know. I don't hate it. I'll tell you what though, if it gives a short signal, it's probably going to work. Wow, NVIDIA working nice. That's crazy. Wow, NVIDIA. That was a good one. That was a good one. Dang. I would keep an eye maybe on Tesla. Tesla's got a super nice dip here, so a signal would be pretty good. I wanted it to bounce a little into short. Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of times with that, if you're getting in close to that previous 10-minute candle close, then that's pretty good. So I would maybe I'm thinking Tesla or PLTR, NVIDIA might be getting ready for a long signal potentially. We'll see if it triggers, but those dips are looking pretty nice. Might get squeezed on Lucy. Not looking good. This needs to be the top right here. It's trying to reject. Nope. Had to cut that one. Not going down easy. MITQ is coming down. All right, I think I'm going to call it there. I got to get going. Going to be looking for a swing for the weekend. I will put that in Discord later if I find a good one. Several sectors to keep an eye out for. But that's pretty much going to be it for now. We'll be back on Monday. Good luck. And we'll see you Monday. Have a good weekend.